top story, the Home Affairs Minister standing his ground over plans to deport a Tamil family from Australia, despite protests from some community groups.
The family's been taken to Christmas Island after being granted a last-minute injunction. They remain in limbo after lawyers argue the youngest daughter's protection visa claim has not been properly assessed. The Prime Minister suggested the people smuggling trade could resume if the family is allowed to stay.
It's a tough case. It's a very emotional case, and I understand that, but we have to make sure that people abide by the umpire's decision here, and people can apply for visas offshore as anybody can, but we haven't allowed people to come by boat. I've not had a single person drown on my watch at sea, and I'm not about to start now.
Broadcaster Alan Jones and former Nationals leader and Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce are urging the Home Affairs Minister to use his discretionary powers to keep the family here, but Peter Dutton is standing firm. We've also heard from the Labor leader urging the government to intervene and stop the deportation. Mr Albanese was on with 2GB breakfast broadcaster and Sky News host Alan Jones, who says an exception should be made for the family.
Well, when I raised it with the Prime Minister, I made the point that, yes, it is a decision for the Immigration Minister, but the truth is that Scott Morrison can't say he has no influence over what the Immigration Minister does.
Well, the former Deputy Secretary...
We're here to give a signal, be all over.
Yeah, the former Deputy Secretary of the Immigration Department said this: it's quite clear, if you look at the Ministerial Intervention Guidelines, this case meets those guidelines more clearly than the two au pair cases in which Mr Dutton acted within hours.
Former Labor Minister Stephen Conroy has warned it is unwise for Labor to tie itself to this individual case.
You will set a standard that you have to then be prepared to live by, which is that a family can fail every single legal test under both governments and lose every single case through the High Court, and then, because there's a compassionate argument, you then set a new standard. I think this is a dangerous place for the opposition to have put itself in.